Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
Yes.
Write this down.
Yes.
Write that down.
Happy Kirk Cousins week to all who celebrate. There's a bunch of Kirk Cousins write that down predictions for this specific game dating back to like March and April.
Wow.
And I'm guessing we're going to have some more here today as the Vikings prepare to face their old franchise quarterback, their old mercenary on Sunday here. Before we get into write that down predictions, accountability session, and a quarterback cesspool challenge with a major update, tell us about Quick Trip here, Judd.
I certainly will, because Quick Trip is your one-stop shopping. It is your, write this down, the only place that you need to stop, let's say, on your way home from work or on your way to work. You want the Karuba coffee, you get that at Quick Trip. You want breakfast, lunch, dinner, you get that at Quick Trip. You want a snack, you want to fill up the car, what more can I say? I mean, Quick Trip makes life so simple. And right now, you can actually share the gift of Quick Trip with a gift card. Pick up one in store or online at quicktrip.com/gift cards. And for the holiday season, give the gift of Quick Trip of anything possible in the store. And don't forget to put that app on your phone, because that makes life even easier, as if Quick Trip needed to make your life easier.
Judd told me he has replaced scrolling Twitter at night with just scrolling the Quick Trip app. He's just going through.
That's a great app.
Yeah, it's a great app.
I mean, and you don't have to go inside and talk to people if you don't want to. Now, I would never recommend that, because I, for one, love to go see my fellow man in the store and say what's going on. But anyway, yeah, it makes your life easy.
And then hide when you see someone you know. Duck into a different aisle. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really hide. I just remove myself from the potential situation of saying hi.
So this is the only show in America, this and the OG edition on our other podcast, Minnesota Sports with Mackie and Judd, where we actually keep track of predictions with statistics. You know, unlike all those other sports talking head shows out there where they're too cowardly, they're too scared to put their percentages and their records on the line. Maybe it's career suicide for us. I guess we'll find out in the future. But here's how it works: 3 Vikings or football-related predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns. And listeners, if you want to be like Matt and participate as a guest listener predictor, you can send Declan a message through the Score North app. Boys, the season runs from Super Bowl to Super Bowl. And so we are getting down there. We're definitely in the fourth quarter of the season here.
Fourth quarter.
Anything can happen. Well, almost anything can happen. There's almost no way I can win the touchdown battle at this rate, but a lot of other things are up for grabs. We'll start with Judd's accountability.
Hey.
All righty.
So some good, some bad here. We'll start with the bad. You said Justin Jefferson, my guy, by the way, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, you're
A couple guys working on Tuesdays.
BFF. Your BFF.
Just a couple guys grinding out a Tuesday work session. More on that later in the show. But you said he would have 5 or more receptions for at least 100 yards.
Oh, I got just a terrible
This is a
beat.
terrible bad beat.
Beat.
He had 7 catches for 99.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Thanks a lot, Kevin O'Connell. All you had to
I
do
feel like there's a bad spot in there somewhere. You know, these.
all you had to do was
for
get him.
sure.
How about just a quick swing pass to start the game? How about just that? Like just 4 yards, right? And then I got 103.
I don't know, man. Are we sure, like,
And
the
I'm sitting
side
pretty?
judge guy who has bifocals didn't spot a ball incorrectly by a half yard?
I'm
or something?
lashing out. I'm blaming everyone. The side judge, the head coach, play callers, everybody.
You said the Jaguars will fire Doug Peterson before the end of November.
Yeah, I feel like that's a mistake not to.
Yeah, is this like a Milton from Office Space
I don't
situation
know.
where he's like they
Like quarterback
They're not paying him?
performance?
they thought they fired him, but they didn't tell him.
I don't know, but it's very odd. Like
Excuse me?
every time I see Doug at the podium, he's just completely defeated.
Yeah, as he should be.
Well, right, but I mean, it's not like he thinks there's like hope, right? Like I'm coming back next year. It's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of. You said the Bills would win no more than 9 games in 2024.
I was way off on that. That's interesting.
Where did that Bills hatred
Where did
come
that
from?
Bills hatred
I
come
just
from?
thought they were dropping off a little bit. Like they had the weird sort of vibe last season. And I thought
Yeah, well-
McDermott was sort of just, it was, I mean, things can run their course, right? And like they've had their shots at the title, and they couldn't get past the Chiefs, and it just felt like it was sort of
Hater.
unraveling a little bit. But clearly, I was completely wrong, since I consider them now to be the second best team in the National Football League.
Yeah. And then you kind of made up for all of it with this. We're going to rule this a touchdown because the Bears had never fired a coach in season in their 100 years of franchise history. And you said before the year, Matt Eberflus will, you didn't phrase it this way, but you essentially said Matt Eberflus will be the first ever Bears coach fired before the end of the season. So take a bow. That's a touchdown for Judley.
Papa Hallis is very proud right now. He's like, you did the right thing.
I feel like he's probably ashamed, actually, of what this franchise has become.
Well, that's probably true, too.
All right, I had a couple bad and then
it's okay.
finally got out the schneid here, but I said the Vikings will hold a 2-score lead in the first quarter against Arizona.
Again. Yeah.
I said Matt Eberflus will be fired the week after a Vikings-Bears game. They
Sort
were
of a bad
they
beat.
were ready to fire him.
Sort of a
they
bad
were
beat right there. Well, yeah, they were, but I think that they were. If they don't lose the Lions game, like if they just get drubbed there, I don't know he gets fired, right?
Okay, could I semantically debate this one? Because technically, I said he will be fired
So
the week after a Vikings-Bears game, and he was fired on a Friday after a Vikings-Bears game.
I feel like
Or does the new game reset the week?
I feel
'cause
like
it's
you
football?
know what was in your heart, and right now you are forgetting your ethics, your morals clause. I mean, we all take a.
I just
a-
want
an
another
oath.
touchdown.
We all take a write that down oath when this
Just give me that
starts.
touchdown.
And I feel like now you're trying to eschew the write that down oath.
I do feel like if we were to take this to Lawyer Chase, this would be we could lock this up in the write that down courts for many weeks here, many weeks. But yeah, the spirit of this was not like week on a calendar, but like
Right.
when like the game week.
Right.
I don't know if Lawyer Chase wants just like off the
here we
record
go.
wants to provide some advice legally for me on this, let me know.
Here we go.
And it's probably been like 10 months since I've had a touchdown on this version of Write That Down. But I did tell you that Johnny Munt would score a touchdown against the Cardinals. And damn it, there he was in the front corner of the end zone,
Yeah.
wide open.
And if you go back and watch the alt 22 of that particular play, Justin Jefferson also flashes open.
Well,
and he
what
threw it
happened?
to Johnny Mont.
Well, what happened on that play? So, Trenches with Jeremiah Searles this week was just posted this morning. That was a designed play, first read to Johnny Munt with Justin Jefferson as sort of the clear out decoy.
Yep.
And on the all 22, you see Jefferson run across the other way, like coming from
Correct.
sort of like if you're looking at
Left to right,
from
right?
Yeah, left to right. And three defenders are moving with him away from where Johnny Munt is filling that spot. But Johnny Munt blocks for the first 2 seconds on that play to like essentially tell the linebackers, I'm not catching a pass on this play. And then he leaks out late as Jefferson's coming across. It was a brilliantly designed play to free the best number 3 tight end in the entire league.
A guy I have been singing his praises until he touched the onside kick in Chicago, and then I wanted to cut him.
Were people ripping Sam Darnold for not throwing it to Jefferson on that play on Twitter or something?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I saw it pointed out.
Yeah, because he flashed open, but it wasn't like he kind of flashed open, but
Wow.
it was designed to get Johnny Munt wide open. Which it
J.J.
did.
McCarthy hits Jefferson on that next season.
No, the first read was Johnny Munt.
JJ's like, I know where my bread is buttered. I'm going to put this right on the money to 18.
Listeners had a bad week here. Brendan said, "It's a Thanksgiving parlay that the Bears would cover the 10.5, which they did. He said the Giants would cover the 3.5, and the Dolphins would cover the 3.5. Matt had a parlay, an Aaron Jones negativity parlay here. Aaron Jones will play in 10 or fewer games. Will be bottom half in rushing touchdowns, which he probably will be, and bottom half in rushing yards. And then Merrick said the Bengals would win the AFC North. Mathematically, they might still be alive there, but
No, you can take
I think
it
they'd
off.
have to like run the table. And,
We'll go back to that one if it
Yeah.
comes to
That's
fruition.
fair.
How about that?
Busy week for Declan.
Oh, yeah.
You said the Vikings would convert their first trip in the red zone for a touchdown. They did not. We'll get a Vikings defensive or special teams touchdown against Arizona.
Oh, my Vegas bet.
You said the Chiefs would record at least 2 touchdowns in every single regular season game.
I was 6 Topo Chicos in making this prediction at the Caesars pool.
Dude, it made it to December.
It did make
I'm
it
pretty
till
sure.
December, though. You know.
Yeah. Hanging by a thread. You said the Vikings would acquire Jimmy Garoppolo in 2024, which I think, because he's the Rams' backup, right?
There's still time. O'Connell could take him on.
I think now that Daniel Jones is here,
We
we
need
can probably
6.
take this up.
I mean, is he your bridge guy next year?
6 QBs, 6 Q. You know what, though? This is the home for wayward QBs. Like, that's not the point. Is not now, do they need him? The point is, can they save him?
My wife would get a Vikings Garoppolo jersey the second this signing would happen.
He's a
if
good
this
looking
took
man.
place.
Let's not pull
it
punches here. He's a
It's her
good looking
dream.
man.
She would
who can-
love a Garoppolo.
She didn't buy a
purple.
Sam Darnold jersey?
No, and she also would like Jared Goff, but I think she would rank it Jimmy Garoppolo and then Jared Goff on the Vikings.
Oh,
so she
okay.
could buy Goff for the
Garoppolo. Oh yeah, but Garoppolo.
yeah.
Garoppolo is a very attractive human.
He's
being.
also sort of being saved right now because he's parked in the Sean McVay system, just hanging out with Matthew Stafford.
Darnolding it in San Francisco.
You did say the Vikings would convert all 4th down attempts against Arizona. They were 1 for 1.
Nice.
And then based on the specificity and the date of December 1 as a deadline, so after Saleh got fired, you said at least 2 more NFL head coaches will be fired before December 1st. And Dennis Allen got canned. And then Matt Eberflus, just under the wire on November 29th,
Nice work.
All right.
also got canned.
Nicely
All right.
done. Nicely done, Declan.
So a little touchdown there for Declan. So on the season here, again, with a couple months left until the Super Bowl is marking the end of the season, Declan, 39.5% completions. Judd, 33.3%. I'm at 30%. Listeners, just under 28%. Listeners lead with 11 touchdowns. Declan and Judd each with 10. I have 3 after breaking that slump. Declan, all-time leader in both categories here, 36.8% completions and 51 touchdowns. Listeners with 50 touchdowns. I have 49. Judd with 43 touchdowns all time. Stats going back to 2021. So there you have it.
Alrighty.
Let's get Matt in here, our guest listener predictor. Matt, what's going on? You said before we cracked the mics here that you were anxiously awaiting this game on Sunday.
Yeah, I got like the whole man cave all Falcon Vikinged up, and I got like 5-6 TVs, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm waiting.
Wait, so you make like week to week changes based on the opponent for your man cave?
Yeah, so you got like a TV down on the bottom there, and then this one acts as a scoreboard. This
Whoa.
one acts as a scoreboard.
Whoa.
That up there has a logo. That's a sports ticker there, and then all of the lights in here will react when the Vikings score a touchdown.
What?
That's awesome.
That's super
Okay,
cool.
are you married or do you have a significant other?
Oh yeah, you muted
Oh,
yourself.
you're muted.
Matt.
You're muted.
It's all good. Hold on. Just gotta unmute yourself on the site.
It's very Judd.
Or you might have unplugged his headphones
There you
too.
go.
Sometimes you unplug your
There we-
headphones. There we go. There we go.
Very Judd-like of you.
Yeah, I'm married. I got a 3-year-old. The reason for this was like she was complaining all the time when I was loud in the house. So I was like, I bought a shed and I insulated it and drywalled it and just came up with this little place to go.
Wow.
Dude, you are my hero right now. I'm going to tell you that.
I'll tweet a video of all the lights and stuff to you guys so you guys can check it out.
This feels like a business opportunity here for Matt and maybe Sports
You
Dad
want to
as
come
the
to my house and
spokesperson.
build the shed for me?
I'll do it. I live
Don
in
would be
Indiana.
Thrilled.
I live in Indiana. I'm in Bears country, but I'll gladly come up that way.
Yeah. Hey, niches get the riches. You're not just a construction guy. You're like, I will specifically build you a man cave with lights that go off when your team scores a touchdown.
Yep. Can do
Love
it.
it, man. So when did you become a Vikings fan then? When and how?
So my parents are both diehard Packer fans. I originally I had when I was really young, I was drawn to the Broncos. A big Terrell Davis fan, big John Elway fan, and then my parents were kind of like pushing me to be a Packer fan, and I was like, I'm not doing that. Like I don't want to do that. So then, being rebellious, I was like, I got to find somebody else to root for, somebody closer. And Randy Moss acted like he mooned the Packer fans, and I said, that's the team.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
and
it
they
right
got all
there.
bent out of shape.
Oh, I'm sure your parents just love that.
Oh yeah. They the most recent, the latest memory I have is I think it was 2002 Cardinals Vikings, and the force out rule was still there.
Oh yeah.
And we got forced out of bounds. Packers clinched the playoff spot. We didn't. That was I cried. My parents laughed at me, and that was kind of just the moment.
Don't forget the Packers won that day at Lambeau Field against the Denver Broncos.
Yeah. Yep.
So it all came
and
full
I believe they
circle for
showed the
you.
game up on the Titan, the end of the Viking game, up on the video board at Lambeau Field and all that stuff. So yeah, it's been a rough
It was
life.
fantastic. It was the damnedest thing I've seen.
Yeah, it's
Awesome,
been a rough
man.
life.
So we got Matt hanging out in his man cave, fending off family members who are fans of the Packers. We'll start with Matt, over to Judd, Declan, and then back to me here. We'll make 3 trips around the room. So fire away, man. Whatever you got.
All right. So I believe the playoff clinching scenario for this week is the Vikings win, the Cardinals lose, the Rams lose, the Vikings clinch.
I think
So.
that's
Write
correct.
this.
Yeah.
So write this down. The Vikings will clinch a playoff spot this week.
Love it. All right. Who do the Cardinals and Rams play this
The Cardinals play the Seahawks, and the Rams play the Bills.
week? Okay. So the Cardinals play the Seahawks twice in 3 weeks, right? Didn't they just play them the week before Thanksgiving? So that game's in Arizona.
Yeah, they lost.
All right.
Played a lousy game in that one.
Do we pop champagne? We don't really do that for clinching. It's not like baseball.
That's baseball. No, we don't pop.
Get the
champagne.
hats.
We go back.
Get the hats right. The shirts and the
It's a
hats.
hat. Yeah, it's a t-shirt hat game, is what we call it.
Don't you have to know though? But because they could still win the division. Do they do hats if you can still win the division though?
It's a good point.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
think
I
they do. I think the merch comes out when you've if
When you
you
win
win
something,
the North.
yeah.
We took the North. T-shirts come out.
Yeah.
Power to the North. Those T-shirts all come out.
North remembers.
Yeah, I think you're.
But yeah, football
Right.
doesn't. Football, you go back to work is what you do.
Yeah, no one cares. Just get
You know,
back to
we
the office.
clinched the wild card spot. Let's go celebrate. No, that
No,
doesn't
grind some film. Calm down.
Write this down.
All right, write this down. Aaron Jones will not fumble in any way on Sunday.
Snipe. That was going to literally be
So-
my first prediction.
So rushing, receiving, recovering it himself. Brian O'Neill saves his butt. None of that. Aaron Jones will not fumble on Sunday.
I like it.
Someone had to make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Declan.
Write this down.
All
Sorry,
right.
Phil.
Write this down.
My apologies.
It's okay. Kirk Cousins throws an interception before Sam Darnold throws an interception on Sunday. So I'm going to say the Kirk interception happens first. If a Sam Darnold interception even happens. But the Kirk one happens first. Write it down.
Yeah, Darnold. It's been a minute since Sammy's thrown one.
Write this
Knock on
down.
wood. Knock on wood. Okay. I might come back to the Aaron Jones fumble thing and put a twist on it, but the rules are you can't make the same prediction as somebody else the same week, or you have to change it. So I'll go to this one. My guy, Justin Jefferson. So there was Justin Jefferson, as we've talked about all season, the face of these Pepsi souvenir cups here. So he made an appearance to sign a bunch of autographs for a private event at the Vikings Museum last night. And Pepsi went down their list of potential MCs and got to option number 473 when they were probably told no by other people. And so I had a chance to MC this event with Justin Jefferson last night. And it was a blast, man. Sometimes that's the first time I've spent non-press conference time around him, one-on-one, where you're just around him for 20 or 30 minutes. And sometimes you never know what to expect with athletes, but just the nicest, most accommodating, normal, chill dude. Took time with 150 different people inside that room. Helped us get a Skull chant going, so super, super fun. But I think this would have been right around the time Judd joined 1500 ESPN Radio. I had flashbacks to the last time I emceed a similar event with a Vikings player, a room of like 150 people, kind of a private event. And it was at Mystic Lake Casino back in, I think, the early part of 2012. And it was with Christian Ponder.
Oh, yeah.
And, the room is ready because they just drafted him. And he played a couple games in 2011. He played like half the schedule. And there was some promise there. And I got up in front of that room. And I said excitedly to that audience, everybody, we're about to bring the franchise quarterback for the next 10 years up to this stage right now.
Oh, boy.
You've been waiting on a franchise quarterback your whole lives.
Phillip.
And this is him, Christian Ponder. And the crowd gets up, they pop. We did 20 minutes of Q&A and had some fun. And then his career was derailed. Pretty much
He
instantaneous.
was okay in 2012. He played so well his arm broke about the last game of the year.
That was his running back. He had 4 good games in December. That's the year where he got like hot against Houston, and then he took it through the Packers game. But it's because Peterson was going just nuts.
Yeah. Also, if you look at the game log for those 4 games, like he had like 1 or 2 good games.
But for him, it was 4 great games for him.
For Ponder.
I mean,
and then you were, and then like a year after you declared this guy to be the 10-year answer, you were ripping him on the shows. He
turned on him.
Well, he was worse than Kirk. He went and got married on an off day in season.
Yeah, Kirk just like spent some time with family on a Tuesday.
Ponder
eloped.
Elopes
in like week 10.
You're supposed to be watching film, buddy boy.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So yeah, hopefully I'm not the jinx that derails careers. I think Justin's going to be fine. But yeah, he's awesome. Awesome to see him just like interacting with fans and stuff last night. So here's my Justin Jefferson prediction. He hasn't had a 2-touchdown game since like the 4th game of last year. So write this down. We're going to get a multi-touchdown game from Justin Jefferson against the Falcons. At least 2 touchdowns. And yes, I am also hunting for touchdowns here to try and at least close the gap with you guys. But yeah. And he didn't look devastated. Kirk Cousins week last night, I was trying to feel him out if he was melancholy that Kirk was coming to town. He didn't seem too fazed by it.
Write this down.
I can't play without him. My
career's
over.
I did ask him. I said, hey, like, when Sam Darnold came in, did you like know him at all before he came in? What were your first impressions, and then what are your impressions now that you guys are 10-2? And he goes, well, I actually didn't really meet Sam Darnold until training camp because I was doing my contract thing. He was like super open about it, and he's like doing my contract thing, and I said the contract thing seemed to work out pretty well for you, and he goes, yes, it did. It was quite nicely done for me. Back to Matt for your second prediction.
Write this down.
All right. So Judd, you might have to verify this, but write this down. The Vikings will play a thank you, Kirk, or some type of video remembering his 6 years in Minnesota during the game, whether it be before, during, or after the game on Sunday.
Should we tell him?
Well,
this is where. Well, I mean, nothing's happened yet.
Nothing's
Judd,
happened.
This is where Judd's ethics come into play here.
Yeah. So
he has heard some things behind the scenes.
I have heard that they're not going to do an official like tribute to Kirk.
Okay.
So
all right,
that's but it's not official, so you can stick with it. And
I'm gonna stick with it.
I think would it be a touchdown at this point because Judd is saying it's unlikely.
I mean, that's just what I'm hearing, but yeah,
how solid
it's not
is your
official.
intel?
Pretty solid. That's all I can say.
We'll stick with it.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
Sticking to the mind. I like it.
All right, staying on the theme of this game, since it's such a juicy matchup, Andrew Van Ginkel will intercept a Kirk Cousins pass.
Are we
we did
legitimate? What is happening?
I don't know. I don't know.
I literally have Andrew Van Ginkel will intercept Kirk Cousins in this game.
Well, then you got to house it. Then you got to say, he's going to house it.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on because I can confirm we have not even really discussed this game at all beyond what's been talked about on Purple Daily.
Wow, I'm shook.
That is weird.
Shook here.
That is very weird.
Write this down.
In your head.
Got to change these now. Okay, Dex, back to you.
All right, write this down. Little free agent swap to a degree. Jonathan Greenard will sack Kirk Cousins on Sunday. He'll be credited with at least one sack against Kirk Cousins on Sunday. You say goodbye to Kirk. You helps pay for Jonathan Greenard. Greenard comes in, brings down Kirk Cousins. He'll have a sack against Kirk Cousins on Sunday.
I did see Kevin O'Connell said on Monday he erred in not giving a game ball to Greenard after Sunday's game, and that would be fixed. While it will not be, he said, I believe he said we will not put this on video, but it will be fixed. I should have given him a game ball.
Yeah, what's funny is I think it was his lowest PFF graded game of the year, but then you open up the tape and like 5 different times he was absolutely unstoppable, making game-changing plays, including just that sequence at the end where strip sack, and then he runs all the way across the field and tackles Kyler Murray for a no gain. And then on the final interception, I don't know if he was credited with the pressure, but he absolutely trucked the left tackle, like just shoved him all the way back into Kyler Murray as he was throwing the ball. I mean, so I don't know how bad he supposedly was on the other 55 plays he played, but when you're that good when the game's on the line, no, PFF. I think PFF needs to take a break.
We've talked about it all year long. Like
we need another service that can balance them out.
There have been some really weird grades.
Yeah. All right, back to the Dexter here.
No, I made my predictions.
Sorry,
prediction.
my bad. Okay,
Yeah, I did the Greenard one. It's up to it's you.
Okay, let's do this one then.
Here's a pass.
We're gonna go 3-item parlay here.
Ooh,
going for touchdowns.
I guess.
Jonathan Greenard, at least 3 pressures. Kirk Cousins, interception. And Aaron Jones, no fumbles. All in a parlay. So that's how I will sort of pivot from Judd Snipe and the Aaron Jones. Greenard, 3 pressures or more. Cousins, interception. And no fumbles for Aaron Jones. Let's go. Okay, back to Matt.
Write this down.
All right, so last one. I think it might be a touchdown here. You guys will have to tell me if I'm wrong. But the Detroit Lions will lose the next 2 games. The Vikings will win out and win the NFC North.
That's touchdown.
Wow. Yeah, definitely touchdown.
Yeah, that's a bomb, man. That's 50 yards right there.
That's 90 yards.
Yeah. No, you're definitely clear. Definitely clear on that one. Matt, great work with these predictions here. Just chucking the ball down the field in your man cave. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that helped you get here?
My parents for making sure I wasn't a Packer fan. My wife for complaining about being loud in the house to allow me to have this. And you guys for doing this for us and allowing us to come on here every week and just keep doing what you guys are doing. I love listening every week.
Awesome, man. Thanks for the kind words, Matt. Enjoy the game and enjoy your man cave.
How would you not enjoy the game for that man cave?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you, Matt. Great stuff. I'm telling you, man, like building man cave sheds for people, the sports dad as the spokesperson.
It's at times like this that I am jealous of people who have the ability to build things, who have carpentry skills.
Yeah.
I feel like
because I have if I tried to like wallpaper that thing, I'd screw it up. This guy went out there.
Do we use wallpaper anymore?
I don't even know. It just sounded good.
I changed my wiper blades yesterday and my wife's car. I changed 2 sets of wiper blades. Felt very accomplished yesterday.
I've done that.
It's great.
Yeah, felt pretty good.
I prefer not to.
Pretty good.
Well, one thing you can do is you are a great spokesperson. So why don't you tell us about Livia here in your best spokesperson way?
Absolutely will, because guess what? You know what? It's after Thanksgiving. We're into December. It's cold outside. You're on the couch. The holidays are coming up. How would you like to look great? How would you like to look like Sports Dad does right there? In fact, full disclosure, I gained a few pounds back since then. And guess what? I went to my friends at Livia Weight Control Centers and I said, hey, I need a tune-up. They said, no problem at all. Dropped 15 pounds just like that. It is so simple. And right now, they have their Black Friday offer going. Join their award-winning nutrition program today, and you're going to get 50% off. How about that? You're going to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Also, their GLP-1 weight loss meds are available as well if you elect to go that route. Livia, I can tell you from firsthand experience, it works. And how would you like to get to Christmas and not feel like the clothes are too tight, but yet the clothes are loosening up? It's that simple. livea.com. 855-GO LIVEA, Livia Weight Control Centers. It works. And if you're outside the state, that's fine because the entire program can be done virtually. So simple.
Yeah. Underdog. What's going on? Underdog here. December football on Underdog. Let's go.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah, especially if that fantasy football season went awry and you're like, crap, my season's in the toilet. What do I do? Well, just draft a new team. You can draft a new team every single week on Underdog. You can draft teams also in the NBA or NHL. Plenty of great picks at Underdog. You can, of course, keep sending me those screenshots. New users still get those 50% deposit match. Plus, if you're a current user, you get those notifications. You get like a no sweat bet that came in yesterday. You get profit boosts. You get profit discounts. Plenty of awesome options at Underdog. New users can sign up. Promo code SCORE for a 50% deposit match.
Also, a shout out to Federated Mutual Insurance Company, a longtime partner here, helping us grow Purple Daily and Score North, and helping you stay focused on growing your business while they stay focused on safety, preventing claims, and risk management. Federated Insurance has a rich history going back to the early 1900s, based in Owatonna, Minnesota. They're rooted in Minnesota, but they help businesses across all 50 states. So wherever you are consuming as a business owner, Federated Insurance can help you. They have a full list of industries that they specialize in on federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours.
Write this down.
Okay. The Judmeister.
All right. Write this down. Sam Darnold will have a completion of 40 or more yards on Sunday. I feel like the explosives, they're still there, but I feel like there's not been a big play of late. I don't know if it's Jordan. I don't know if it's Justin, but I feel like there will be a play that at the end of the day is 40 or more yards on Sunday as the Vikings sort of nudge the gas just a little bit on that offense.
See, they're chunking a lot of like 18, 20. Correct. They're definitely like getting the ball down there.
And Sam's got the arm. Like one of his best assets is that deep pass. So I think we are overdue, and if all you have to do is get Justin in man coverage once, doesn't take a bunch, just once, somebody gets haughty, somebody gets too confident, somebody gets cocky, next thing you know, bang.
Write it down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
Back to Dex.
All right, write this down. The Vikings will have a 14-point lead at some point against the Falcons.
Okay.
Might be a quick start, which I know lately they actually haven't been as good in the first quarter as they had to start the year. But at some point, the Vikings will have a 14-point lead, at least a 14-point lead, against the Falcons. I'm getting choked up.
I was wondering if he was going like specifically for the touchdown there, or if he omitted the words "at least." But
write this down.
So you sniped the Van Ginkel one. All right, I'll do it. I'll take it there. And I'll say this: Andrew Van Ginkel will be involved in a defensive touchdown in this game. I think it's the second time I've made this prediction. And if we need to debate that, we can debate that. But like, he'll either carry the ball into the end zone himself, or he'll strip sack, ball on the ground, somebody else houses it. If it gets semantical after that, where like maybe if he tips a pass and it goes up in the air and somebody else intercepts it and takes it to the house, I would stump for that. But he will be directly involved in a defensive touchdown of some kind. Andrew Van Ginkel.
There's a little bit of a stuff near the goal line, and it's Van Ginkel's push that gets the guy in the end zone.
I might fight.
Involved.
This is where I might have to lawyer Chase. Yeah.
This is good. You're just becoming a litigious nightmare to this show.
No, it doesn't go. That's right. I will.
Just
I will lawyer up.
haymakers. Just haymakers. You try to get your touchdowns, your completion percentage back on track.
Listen, it's been the worst year of my write that down career. So I'm looking for any way to
struggling
save
in
face.
classic. So
all right, you guys want to pick some bad quarterbacks here?
yes,
I think so.
Okay.
Green 18! Green 18!
All right.
Everybody hold your water.
It's time for the Quarterback Cesspool Challenge, a weekly celebration of bad quarterback play in the National Football League. Every single week here on Purple Daily, each member of the show drafts a quarterback that we think is going to be terrible in the upcoming games this week. The scoring is simple. It's on a 0 to 100 QBR scale via ESPN.com. 100 is a perfect performance. 0 is trash. And the only caveats here are we can't select the same quarterback. So if Declan takes a crappy quarterback, I have to take a different crappy quarterback. And once you select a quarterback, you can't use that quarterback again for the rest of the year. We also saw the backup rule come into play again this week. Who was that guy for Judd? Was it Brandon Allen that you drafted last week?
yes, from San Francisco, who I thought would start in place of Brock Purdy.
And yeah, well, you
He did
got
not.
really fortunate because Brock Purdy did play in the snow and played terribly. I think this is now the lowest QBR any of us has selected all year. Judd with Brock Purdy's 14.1
Bravo.
QBR.
I told you guys that I did that game based solely on the fact that there was a huge snowstorm
Yeah. Well,
headed to Buffalo.
yeah, and you were correct with your instincts. I selected Aiden O'Connell for the Raiders,
You got a good
and he performed above average, a 60.9 QBR, and they probably should have beat the Chiefs in that game. And then Declan, if I would have said, all right, Declan's going to choose a quarterback whose team loses, who throws 3 interceptions, 2 of them being pick sixes,
Yep.
how confident would you feel? And Jameis Winston winds up with a 76.4 QBR. I guess the 490 yards passing and the 4 touchdowns were enough to outweigh the bad there. So feels like kind of a bad beat for Declan here.
It's a very bad beat. That's been the story of the QB Cesspool Challenge, though, I think, for me this year. Bad beats. Just bad beats.
Baker Mayfield. Go ahead, Judd.
I told you, Jameis Winston broke the QBR.
Formula.
Yeah, he broke it. The mold broke.
Yeah, we debated that for like 3 minutes, just a side street on one of our podcasts yesterday. Baker Mayfield had the worst QBR in Week 13, a 9.6, which kind of watching that game in and out on Red Zone, I don't know. I didn't feel like he was the worst quarterback in the league. But so with that, Judd, the big news here, Judd has taken over the regular season lead with a 40.4 average QBR, ahead of my 42.9. Declan at 51 for an average QBR. Judd was 6 weekly wins. I have 4. Declan has 3. So it's still anyone's game. I mean, if you as Judd showed you, the last couple weeks, you've hit on you've nailed it the last 2 weeks. Because you had Brock Purdy with a 14.1. And before that, it was Tommy DeVito with a 14.8. And then 2 weeks before that, it was Cooper Rush with a 16.4. So, if Declan goes on a run like that, he could swing this thing.
I know my crappy quarterbacks. That's what I'm talking about.
So we will draft in reverse order of last week's results, which means Declan gets the first pick, I get the second pick, and Judd gets the third pick.
All right. I haven't used this guy all year, and I double checked. He is a huge dog. His team is a huge dog this week going on the road. So give me Bryce Young. Bryce Young and the Panthers are traveling to Philly. They are 12.5-point underdogs in Philly. And I will say, to Bryce Young's credit, he's looked better than the previous versions lately of Bryce Young. But I think Philadelphia will give him hell. So I'll take Bryce Young, hopefully to snap me out of this little bit of skid I'm on.
Yeah, it's kind of two forces here. It's the Eagles having been amazing for 2 months and that defensive front. But then Bryce Young has really turned it around since getting benched. He's played, I don't know,
he's posted
handful of games since coming back.
Yeah, he's posted 3 straight QBRs above 50. So, I mean, 59.1 last week, 58.8 2 weeks ago. He had a 45 against the Chiefs. But he's played better, but I think the Eagles will keep him in check.
Okay. All right, so, man, a couple options here. I think I can talk this out loud. I mean, Judd's going to pick whoever he's going to pick. Well, I don't know, maybe I'll keep my cards a little closer to the vest. Well, have you used Tommy DeVito already? So that's an obvious one. Tommy DeVito.
A couple weeks ago.
Although, like, Drew Lock, is it official? I think Tommy DeVito is in line to start, but Drew Lock is, like, right there waiting, and I have not used either one of those guys.
Okay.
But there's another guy who's going to start this week.
Here's a guy.
On the road, who is absolutely terrible.
I think I've used him.
You have. You've used both these guys.
Yeah, so you can
Declan hasn't used this guy. So I'm safe either way. Mac Jones at Tennessee is the other.
I thought
one.
about this. But is Trevor Lawrence, have they ruled him out? Because I thought about. I'm guessing he's going to be out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was going to say with concussion protocol, I can't imagine he's going to come out of it.
I feel like he's out for the season. Like, I don't know why you would even bring him back at this point. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm going to gamble. I'll take Mac Jones, and if they run out a concussed Trevor Lawrence, I'll take that too, I guess, because I've not used him either. So give me Mac Jones on the road.
I don't care who they play.
Yeah, they're terrible. So that goes back to Judd here with the final pick.
I need a ruling on something, first of all. So a few weeks back, like a month or so ago, I attempted to take Will Levis, but then I believe Mason Raymond played.
Rudolph.
Or yeah, Mason Raymond. It doesn't really
Who's Mason
matter.
Raymond?
I don't even know, but it doesn't matter. But he played. So can I now?
He's a hockey player.
Oh, okay. Well, there.
Mason Raymond, a Canadian ice hockey right wing from.
Sounds like a guy for the Flyers.
Here, let's see.
Yeah. What team?
I love it. Judges has random hockey. He went to Minnesota Duluth.
Oh, there you go.
He was a second-round pick by Vancouver in 2005.
There you go.
And he played for Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, and Anaheim in his NHL career. His 10-year NHL career. He scored 115 goals in the NHL.
And guess what? Just as good a quarterback as Mason Rudolph is. So I don't feel bad at all. But anyway, can I take Will Levis, even though I took him before, but he did not play?
Because he didn't play.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But that means
if he doesn't play, which he is, right? Like he's going to play.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So what would happen here though? Like let's say he was questionable or whatever. He like broke his ankle in practice on Thursday.
Okay.
Then let's say then they started Mason Rudolph or Mason Raymond, but Mason Rudolph. Because you would have used Mason Rudolph, you would then default to the third option, which is a 75 QBR.
Oh boy.
But like Will Levis is going to start, so you should be in the clear here.
Okay, so and as long as he starts, I'm fine, right? So like if he gets hurt in the second quarter, I'm still fine. Okay,
because I think as long as you throw a pass, you generate a QBR.
Okay, then I will
pretty sure.
Then I will take him. This is actually not a great week with how far down I've gone now as far as guys being used, because Bryce Young was a good pick. I can't use Mac Jones. The other guy I've got written down for me is Geno Smith at the Cardinals, but he's a wild card as well.
But you still have him in your bag in the last month of the season.
I do have him in my bag. I do have him. And the Cardinals defensively played pretty well, so they could certainly put up a good fight against Geno Smith. But yes, Will Levis will be my pick.
You know what?
Back to the well.
I'll tell you what, watching, so you and I have competing quarterbacks here, Mac Jones versus Will Levis. I'm going to need a black stack in hand while I think that's at the same time as the Vikings game, so I might just have a black stack in hand either way. But yeah, you can find black stack beer all over the state of Minnesota, and also now expanded distribution into Wisconsin, Nebraska, and South Dakota, and also at US Bank Stadium. So if you're going to the stadium this weekend for the Vikings game, you can get your hands on a black stack beer, maybe the local 755 New England IPA, which is in my fridge right now. The Slopes French Pilsner is in the Mackey fridge. Just go to the where to buy page on blackstackbrewing.com. And then the tap room. I can't say enough about the tap room. There is a 190-inch big screen TV where they show sporting events, holiday movies, whatever it is. They've got hundreds of board games. They've got food trucks and pop-ups. It's inside a former Spam can factory. Just a really cool spot to go in there. And even if you don't drink beer, hard seltzer cocktails in that tap room. So Black Stack Brewing, we appreciate them supporting Purple Daily here. All right, dudes, we're making our way through. Real quick, do you guys have any feel for how Kirk Cousins is going to perform in this game? Because I think like right now, he's terrible. They're going to bench him. But he is notorious for
Yes, he is.
The bounce back, 300-yard kind of, okay, everything's going in this direction, and then he puts on a show for 3 hours. Like he's kind of due for one of those.
My current inclination, big statistical game. Shocking, I know. But the Vikings win.
Yeah.
That's my current prediction. Now that could change. But my current prediction is I think Kirk bounces back statistically. I think that the Falcons have a quarterback with a box score line that anyone would love to have. And I don't think they win. Because that's sort of the story of his career in a lot of ways, I think.
Yeah, the team results don't live up to like what you would see on the back of the football card. The other thing I would be we can talk this out throughout the week. The teams they've lost to, the Vikings, it's Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford picking that defense apart with Cashman was out, so that makes a difference. But Ivan Pace has been out. Stephon Gilmore's out. So if you have a veteran able to read the defense quarterback who can identify a weakness or two and kind of go at that weakness surgically, that's kind of the formula for the two games that they've lost so far. And Kirk should know what he's looking at the line of scrimmage, especially because he was around last year with this Brian Flores defense. He should have a better chance at sort of deciphering what he's looking at pre-snap than most other quarterbacks.
That's absolutely true, but how much do we think also that O'Connell, because he knows Kirk so well, can actually use some things against Kirk? Like it's really interesting.
Like O'Connell knows that Kirk's going to take what the defense gives him. That's his instinct, right? So can you work together defensively and essentially just give him underneath stuff that puts them in third down more often?
Or can you show him looks that they know he thinks they know what he will think he sees, but then alter the look at the last second?
Oh yeah.
Like there is a lot. This is going to be cat and mouse too. It's going to be fantastic.
High level chess this week. So yeah, tomorrow is Thursday. We've got feedback Friday and Purple Picks on Saturday. Every day, we got you guys covered. For those of you that are maybe new to Purple Daily this season or maybe this week, click that subscribe button and the like button on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. You've got us up over 50,000 subs. We appreciate you. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.